Welcome back to the Liquid Late Nights podcast. We hot. We out here in these streets. I'm Mr. A. That's CD. GQ may or may not be here. We don't know. It don't matter. It's all good. We here.
He's an avatar. Carry on.
Avatar. Black and in charge. All right. So let's do a little quick musical selection. Let's do the fun one. BTS Takeover. Purple Gang stand up.
Listen, I don't understand. Listen, I
didn't know.
I didn't have no idea. I didn't know what it was that you told me. I said, "What the heck? What is that?" So they were here last night here, correct? So they were here for 4 nights: Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, Saturday night, Sunday night, Tuesday night.
They weren't here on Thursday.
No, they got into town on Thursday.
Okay, so my bad. It was insane. That's all I got to say. Okay, so it was. I don't know. People were down there early. The gates opened at 5:30. Show started at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
what it was? Thursday, I think, was merch pickup day because you had to
merchandise
ahead of time.
So you get the merch, and then people say, "We buy." Listen, I talked to women who we're just going down to get in the line to get some merch, and it was just, listen. I've covered a lot of concerts and shows, and generally there's talent. This one was reaching. And I don't want to put anything in an open air like that and be insensitive to what I
think you just were in the wrong part of the circuit because everything I saw in the feeds was
So
good.
So the ones that was there early was the ones that listen. I talked to a woman this morning. She's probably 55, 60 years old. I picked her from a hotel and she's flying back out of town. She came for the show last night. She said, "Well, I went last night," and she was telling me about. She gave me a better explanation what it was like. It's like a light show, polytechnic. They're dancing, and she said, "Well, they're cute, but yeah, it's like." And she said, "You know what? All the young women, but they're all kind of heavy." She was correct about that. I didn't want to say it. He said they were screaming so loud, and what they got to jumping up and down. She thought that Raymond James was going to collapse. I didn't say this. This lady.
What are we doing?
And she was there. She said the bigger they were, the less clothes they wore. She had me just dying laughing. I said, "Really?" She said the show turned out at 10:30. It took her to 1:00 to get a ride out of there.
That sounds about right.
Pass on that because
the fact that they sold out every night.
Oh, I know that they had
extra seats.
I was out there that way about 5:30 because I got a notice that my whole building, everything here. I got a notice from Tico, a notice from Spectrum, a notice from the managers here that we had no power at 3:30 and we're going to have power till 7:00. I said, "Well, why should I go home and sit in the dark? I may as well stay out here." So I stayed out there, and so I was down there about 5:30, 6:00. It was mayhem, trust me. And I knew it got to be worse as the night went on. But this lady said all the rideshare guys that night was just asking for cash, $200, $300 to give people a ride home. They wasn't taking. They are starting people. Basically, I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah."
Wow.
So I didn't get back to my hotel at 1 a.m. because I had no cash. All I had was like $30 in my pocket, and she said, some woman, she said, "God bless her." She drove around and she couldn't find me. It took about 30 minutes to find me. She finally found me. I said, "That's why I'm not at night. That is crazy, isn't it?"
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. When I had to do an event downtown Orlando, I was smart because everybody was leaving the stadium. All you got to do is walk 3 or 4 blocks and then hail your Uber because they come from a different direction because everybody puts in the same area and they stay there. But all you have to do is just walk a few blocks down the road, then hail your Uber. They come, tell them where you're at. It usually works out better that way. But I could also see down at Amelie, there ain't no easy way in and out because
down here for the hockey games.
Yeah, like if you go, you're not getting out there.
There's nowhere to go because you got the river and you got the other way.
Correct.
But out there at Raymond the other night, the lady said they told all of them to go across the street to Steinbrenner Field, the baseball field. So everybody was there.
So don't do that. So wherever they tell you to go the opposite way.
When people ask me, say, "What's the best way to get?" I said, "Go south, just get far away from this way. Don't go into the neighborhoods there because you're never getting out." You know what I mean?
Never, you're
the
not
neighborhoods that are east of the stadium where people sell.
No,
they were selling parking spots in their yard for $50 yesterday, all weekend. 50 used to be like $20 for Bucks game. It was a $50, $40. You know what I mean?
I know when my son was going down to school down there, he had an apartment right next to it, and he said, "Yeah, we used to sell our parking lot every
Of
night.
course, yeah.
I mean, every event we used to sell our parking spot for
That's right.
$10."
Listen,
Yeah,
I know people who were either, not know people. I know people got hotel rooms for staying down there. People were, coming in a couple of nights because they were doing multiple shows. It said 60 to 63,000 people each night.
each night, 60
Each
plus.
night.
Wow. Wow.
And it is a full pyro, full
It's
lighting
a
show.
pyro show. This lady,
You
she's
can see
a
it from,
very
yeah.
descriptive person. She was very nice. She talked me to death, but she was like, "Yeah, it's really just it's pyro. They're good dancers. They don't play any instruments. They're drumming." And she said it was track music. So
Oh
she
yeah,
said,
they don't do anything like they can't sing. They can't sing and dance at the same time. Come on, man.
"Yeah." So
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
track. She said, but those young girls are going out of their mind. They're screaming and
Hmm.
jumping up and down. I thought they were gonna tear
Yeah.
the place down because they're all big ones. And she had me dying
Biggins.
laughing. No, she
I
had me
can't
just.
listen, man. I can't wait to hear about this on the Patreon site when you go into detail about these big ones. So
It's just, dude, man.
I
It's
got to get
just.
the real recap. I need to get the real recap.
I'm just telling you this. I'm not saying this was this woman. She said she was actually in there. She was nice. They were cute, and I mean, this is probably a 60-year-old woman telling me that. But it was a lot of this. They were, so I don't get it. So I guess I just past my age now. And first of all, there wasn't a lot of guys either. It wasn't like guys.
Hmm.
It was a few goofy guys, but it was just one. It wasn't guys. It was women.
Yeah, because they taking their children. They teens.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, it's women,
And pairs of chubby
girls,
girls, huh?
and it's buying power. Teenage women, young women, older women with buying power, and they come to spend the cash.
So is it the uniqueness of these guys that make them appeal?
I feel like from what I've seen and what I could kind of understand, I think it is they got a unique look, they got a unique sound. K-pop's that genre is very up and coming now,
Well,
and
it's nothing but R&B and hip hop stuff. 'Cause it's not anything new now. Let's be
yeah,
clear about what
yeah,
that
but
is.
it's in another language and people like that. I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but
So
they got a look and they got a
blimp,
vibe.
they had the good your blimp up. The blimp was there. I'm like, was that blimp really?
It's a big deal. This is the kickoff. It's a big deal. Listen, these guys haven't toured because what is that? One of them either was the last one who had to do it or what? Because South Korea has mandatory military service. You have to do like 2 years. So they didn't do anything for a while because one of the members had to go do his service, and this was a big deal. To like, we can't see. It's not gonna be new until he gets out of the army. So that's the kind of stuff you're dealing with. It's just
You think we should have military service here? I think you guys leading towards that. I think they're talking about bringing back a draft. No,
Well, let me ask you this. Both my boys last night asked me, "Do you think we'll get drafted?"
They're past they're past the draft age.
no, they're not.
No, they're not. Not anymore. No, 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 sir. They're not past the draft age. They are not.
You got to get up to like 40 to be past the draft age.
It's 35 right now.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a ground war going yet, so we don't need any extra guys right now. Back to the BTS. Hey, but
Back
anyway.
to BTS.
But man, you had the high end to the low end, okay? As far as people who were coming, like I had these three women, and I guarantee you, each one was 60 if there was a date, okay? It was probably older, and they was staying at some hotel. They were saying we're going out for this was Sunday morning. They were going out for like breakfast and then coming back. They said we're going back to our place, but we're gonna walk because they told us you may as well just walk there. They was close enough to walk in. It's off of Boy Scout right there from the stadium. They're gonna walk. I'm on somebody said, "What are you old hands? What in the world is going with them?" I left them alone because they were nice and friendly and hey, with them.
Mm-hmm.
I was prey, so I had to be careful, huh?
Oh my goodness.
This man always thinks he pray.
Mm-hmm. He always thinks somebody trying to steal his liver.
Anyway, it was exciting. I was telling myself, listen, I worked what's her name when she was here, Tay Tay, but hers were different though. The 3 days they were here, it wasn't like this. This was This was weird. The weird is probably the best word I can put to this.
Do you feel? I just saw someone kind of describe it kind of as like kind of Beatlemania like that kind of like insane like just like energy for them. I don't know. I was just throwing it out there.
No, I'm trying to. You mean that's reaching back a bit, cause I remember because I was young, I was a kid, but everybody was crazy when the Beatles. Well, when the Beatles came to the U.S. the first time, I was up north. I was upstate New York. I don't know if Florida was like that down here because these people were different in the '60s down here. So, but I was upstate New York. It was wild up there, dude. It was just really, really, really. It's like '69 or '70, you know. But I don't know. I can't speak for Florida or the South, So, but yeah, that was New York. If you see those footage of when the Beatles come, that was New York City and places like that. I don't know about down here. I mean,
The Sticks. But yeah, but the fact that this was the first stop for the U.S. tour, I think made.
This was the first stop.
This was the first stop for the U.S. Yeah.
So everybody was coming that's why you had more
Yeah.
people coming in because I'm like, these people are flying in, staying in hotels 2 or 3 nights with their little equipment on, and oh man, please. Anyway, okay, it was nice. All right, my bad.
No, it's good times. I have to go check out some albums, see what they got. So we're gonna move on to this other one. I'm gonna let y'all talk about because I swear I don't care that much, but apparently people do care. So Megan Thee Stallion, I guess, blew up your man Clay.
Come on.
He put it. I didn't put it on here. I didn't put it on here.
Listen. I'm gonna go ahead. You go ahead.
No. You go ahead. I said it's not on me.
I'm gonna let CD
I
go
don't
first.
care, guys. My point is what I was trying to say about this is the ridiculousness of it
It is. It's all ridiculous. Y'all gonna first of all, you're gonna put your blast out there on social media, right? Where all your people's gonna be out there jumping on one side. You don't know Clay's side. That's number one. Number two, it's come on, man.
That was so when I saw that, I said, really? You just gonna put your whole business in the street like that?
All of it. And then, just like the Barties, the what do they call the Nickies people, whatever, the Barbs, all of this. You put something out there and they all rally and then they cause all this. Clay out there living his life.
Clay is living his best life.
Clay living his life.
He's probably in San Francisco on his boat. So because I'm listening to some of these people because your feed comes in and some of these women who I'm like, who cares what you think, woman?
Exactly.
I'm seriously.
Now that stop inserting yourself in people's relationship.
Relationship.
And I'll go back to the people. Stop putting your stuff out there for people to get in your relationship.
She put it, guys. I hope she doesn't. She's not too emotional. She can't do her Broadway show. I said, please.
I'm sorry. Friday, her Broadway show is coming up.
No, it's already on, and she's leaving early. She's supposed to go in through mid-May, but because of emotional distress, her last performance is going to be this Friday, which is also pissing people off because they paid to go see her at Ziegler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's all just stagecraft, boss.
How soon does the new album magically drop?
Who knows? I don't follow it.
But this,
I'm just telling you, this sounds like smoke and mirrors to me.
To me, and this is just one old guy's opinion. I'm happy for Clay because I was trying to wonder what was he doing. And then I was like, what is this person? I didn't see anything appealing about her, not even sexy.
Leave that man and that girl alone. Let them people live their life.
I'm just talking.
Don't start inputting yourself into their relationship now.
You're right.
I don't see what he sees in her. That's none of your business.
All right.
Although Clay doesn't have a good track record with picking women, right?
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
But apparently neither does Matt Barnes.
Who put that out?
I put that out there. This man done dropped $60K on an AI girl.
She wasn't real?
No, she wasn't even real. She wasn't real. He done sent money, everything.
He should have known better than that.
Got the Cash App.
Come on, man.
So who outed him?
I ain't getting into it. I'm staying out of other people's business.
What I'm saying, but we had that last week about the scams, the sweetheart scams.
Yeah, and he gave you a perfect example. He might have had to tell himself because he's probably trying to get his money back.
He's trying to get his money back. Then he outed himself.
Anyway, for anybody out there listening, Clay was not trying to use her to be famous. He's Clay Thompson. If you've been on a rock, you know who he is. A big
And anybody else out there listening, Matt Barnes did want all the smoke.
That is. When I saw that, I don't believe it. Is it true? Because I don't know if that's a bot. I don't know.
No, that's true. It's true.
Bro.
He got. It's true, and it was a bot because he got botted.
So how did he? So how did everybody find out? Is my question. How did he get outed? In my estimate, because he told everybody he got outed.
I think, I think that's what it was because I think I think he really is trying to, get his money and figure out.
Trying to get his money back, so you got to fess up.
So he got to find out who did it.
Yeah, you got to go behind the scenes, baby.
Mm-hmm. He's in the sweatshop somewhere
So what was the $60,000 for?
I mean, I could say something, but I might leave that for the other channel because I was about to put my little boots.
If it was a real woman, what do you think he sent her $60,000 for over time? Gotta get my nails did. Gotta pay my rent.
It is, yeah.
Gotta get some videos. Gotta get some pics.
When you gonna fly me out? When you gonna fly me out? You gonna fly me out? Fly me out.
I need money for this ticket.
Flew me out.
You gonna fly me out? When you gonna fly me out?
Oh God, I can't believe that. Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Yes,
we got bigger issues. Well, no.
And that's a segue. So thank you for listening to the Liquid Late Nights podcast. We're on all your finest streaming platforms, wherever you can get podcasts. Please like and subscribe. LiquidLateNights.com, always online. Relaunch coming soon. And for more content that you can't hear anywhere else, please join our memberships on Patreon at patreon.com/liquidlatenights. All the stuff we can't say because it's a hot mic.
And we also, wait before you finish that, there's a ton of videos on there. So go at it.
Yeah, if you want to see what we look like, maybe we'll flash a little something. It might be AI. I don't know. You got to check it out and see. Patreon.com/liquidlatenights. We out. Peace.